This is 12 things I regret not learning about Mario Kart sooner. Today, I'll be talking about things that I should have learned about Mario Kart way sooner that I'm hoping you can pick up from this video and learn today. If you learned something from this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it a lot. Also, comment down below what you learned and maybe what things you already knew about the game. I appreciate that a lot. And yeah, enjoy the video. Coins affecting speed. Coins are useful for many reasons. They can be used as defense against a boo to stop it from basically stealing one of your useful items. But one of the main reasons that coins are really useful is it affects your speed in every single way in the game. So whether you have a bullet bill or a mushroom or a star, it'll affect your speed in every single one of those items. If you watch this video here, you can see this is by Shortcat. Having 10 coins does affect his speed here. Now shout out to Shortcat for this video. Obviously this is not my video, but you want to collect 10 coins as early as possible so you can get the most speed in the game. I'm not sure exactly what the speed is, but it is a slight speed boost. Moving on to the next one. Item management. Many people think that as soon as you get an item in Mario Kart, you should just use it immediately. That isn't always the case though, especially if you get a bullet bill. There's a few reasons why you should keep your item in your wheel for a while. Actually, I would almost suggest keeping an item in your wheel for at least 20 seconds, sometimes depending on what's happening in the game. For example, you get a red shell, someone has a banana in front of you, you definitely shouldn't use the red shell because it's just going to break their banana. Ultimately, you're going to lose a very good defensive and offensive item, and it's going to only ruin someone's defense, which isn't that important because they can always get a new one. Whereas you're not always guaranteed a red shell because it is a really rare item. Another thing you should keep one of your items for is bullet extension. Now the bullet bill is an item that you can use to get ahead of everyone because it just has 100% speed. It can't get hit, it can't get shot, it can't get bumped, you can't fall off with it. Bullet extension zones are basically zones on most of the maps in the game. Bullet gets confused basically. I don't know how else to explain it, but the bullet gets confused and it doesn't know where to drop you off. So bullet extends and doesn't stop till it finds an appropriate place to kind of drop you off. Most of these maps that have bullet extension zones, you can be in last, take the bullet extension, and win the game from there. You'll at least come top 3 most of the time. Another reason to keep one of your items is to get ahead in the pack later in the game rather than early, so that you don't run into a predicament where you're getting really bad items. When you're further up in the race, you get worse items, whereas when you're in the back, you get better items. Also, there's a whirlpool, which is in the middle, so around 5th to 7th place. You don't want to be in that sort of area because you pretty much get hit by everything. It's better to keep items such as stars and lightnings so that you can hit them at the right time when people aren't in stars and bullet bills so that they can't dodge your shots. This is just some reasons why you should keep your offensive and defensive items in your wheel. I can assure you if you use this strategy online, you will notice a massive difference. Mini turbo boosts. There's 3 mini turbo stages in Mario Kart. You get a mini turbo by drifting. To do this, you have to hold down your drift button while turning your kart. This causes your kart to emit different colored sparks. These sparks have different releases. When released, you'll gain a certain amount of speed depending on the charge. A blue mini turbo will give you a small amount of speed. An orange mini turbo will give you more speed than a blue mini turbo. When you charge up a purple mini turbo, you'll gain max speed boost when you release it. One of the more advanced techniques while drifting is soft drifting, which is where you slightly push your drift button rather than fully charging it. And this is used so you can go around corners sharper. Very useful on maps like Mute City. Highly suggest learning how to soft drift, especially if you're playing on Mute City. It is a rough, very rough track. Mastering drifting. Now, obviously, as soon as you open Mario Kart, you're not going to know everything about drifting, but I know quite a bit. One of the things that you should know is the very basics. When you're going to take a drift, hold your drifting button down while you turn your kart in a certain direction. That will give you a mini turbo boost, but it'll also drift your kart around a corner. Another thing you guys should definitely learn is hopping through off-road. This is quite an advanced technique. It's going to take some time, but hopping through the off-road is a technique used to keep your speed. After you've used a mini turbo, if you hop into off-road, obviously your speed reduces by like 100%. You literally lose all your speed. But if you've used a mini turbo before you've hopped in the off-road, off-road and you continue hopping while you're in the off-road, you will maintain your speed, and you'll even get possibility of getting to a ramp on the other side if you're able to, because I know there's some maps like Thwomp Ruins which have ramps going into the off-road. You won't be able to get to those unless you have a mushroom, or you're able to hop through the off-road and maintain your speed. Time trials. Time trials are a way to improve your gameplay, not only on a map, but also just in Mario Kart in general. If you go into the time trial selection screen, you can see that every single map is there for you. If you've bought the DLC, you can play the DLC maps as well. Time trialing is very good to improve your racing against other time trialers and also getting familiar with the maps. I definitely suggest time trialing if you can at every single Mario Kart update possible. Learning the maps is very important, and time trialing is one way to do it so you don't get any distractions or anything. Also, another way is racing ghosts. You can also pick one of the ghosts to race. If you go to view ghosts and pick one of the ghosts, there's also one that Nintendo provides for you that you can race and try to beat, but you can also go to the leaderboard, which I'm on a few of them. Haha, nudge nudge, squeaky clean sprint. Try your best against other racers and get familiar with the maps, because it's going to be a pain for you to go online and be unfamiliar with a map. Not only that, but also have people absolutely destroying you. Course knowledge. Yes, I know it is very hard to learn a course. This includes where the shortcuts are, item boxes, and potential objects in the way, but it is very important that you have course knowledge on at least most maps. At least try to learn the maps that you actually enjoy. You don't necessarily have to learn every map. I can tell you right now, I hate Ninja Hideaway. I don't like the map at all. I also do not like Water Park that much. It's kind of boring. There are also a few other maps that I don't like that I just choose not to learn. But over time, I have 300 hours in the game, actually more now. So I've kind of learned the maps on my own, but it is very important to learn the courses inside and out. There are certain shortcuts in certain areas. There's item box locations that you need to learn because they are in the same place every single time you play. And there's also potential hazards that are pretty much in the same place every time. If you learn these, you don't run into the issue of getting knocked against a hazard, or missing a shortcut, or missing the item boxes. Bagging versus running maps. Now, you might be asking, what is a bagging map and what does running maps mean? Well, basically, I actually explained this in a YouTube short, so you can go and watch that right now if you really want to. The most optimal way to bag is actually to wait in 12th place behind the pack at the first set of boxes. Your job in the first lap is to just simply keep up with the pack and hoard items until you get something really good, whether that's a bill, a lightning, or a star and a lightning, or maybe a bill and a lightning. Either one of these item combinations will get you very far in the pack. Your second lap should be used to bag as much as possible. In the second lap, you are aiming for a bill and a lightning. If you get these, you are going to win the game. It is that simple. But as soon as you get to the third lap, stop bagging and just start running. If you have a bill or a star and a lightning, use them in the third lap. There are optimal times to use them. That is for you to choose. It depends where everyone is. Make sure no one else is in a dodge item like a star or a bullet, and use your lightning at an optimal time. As soon as you use your lightning, make sure to use your build to get in front of everyone. However, I'll just talk you through the difference between bagging and running maps. The difference between bagging and running maps are basically, some maps in Mario Kart require you to just play normally and you'll do fine. There are some maps in Mario Kart, however, that don't even come close to running maps, and there are some maps that are kind of in the middle. But some of the bagging maps include Cheese Land, Mario Circuit, Donut Plains 3, and there's a ton more. On the majority of maps, you can actually get away with bagging. I wouldn't bag on a map like London Loop or Sydney Sprint. However, you can if you want to. If you guys want to learn how to bag and the bagging maps in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you can click on the YouTube short in the card. Or you can go to the description right now and you can find all the YouTube shorts about bagging. I'll also link some Shortcat shorts because he has more knowledge than me. He's just cooler than me in general, so go check that out if you want to. Snaking. Snaking is a technique used mostly in time trials, but it's also used in online play. It's a technique used by more competitive players. To do this, you have to rapidly steer your joystick left to right while creating drifts in between to gain a speed advantage. It's quite a bit of effort and it takes a long time to learn how to do, but if you do it right, the right maps, you will be a pro at snaking. It is actually faster than just driving normally, especially in time trials. If you go and look at some ghosts in time trials, you'll notice they're doing a snaking technique. If you use this in online play, you will definitely gain an advantage over other players that don't know how to snake, especially if you're in lower VR lobbies. If you're in 1,000 to 5,000 VR lobbies, a lot of people don't snake, or either that or they just don't know how to yet. So if you get a head start, you will become better than the people that are in your lobby. You'll be racing to 10,000 VR in no time. Tilt controls. One of the things I recently learned how to use, and I'll show a video of it right now, is tilt controls. I've known about it for the longest time, but I've never understood why people use it, and now I understand why. Tilt controls are actually really useful for certain maps, especially Mario Circuit, which is what you're seeing right now. It is so satisfying to get the tilt controls right. Basically, all you need to do to enable tilt controls is press that plus button and then press the tilt control button, which is Y. Good mindset and patience. When you're playing Mario Kart, I know it sounds cringe, but it's very important to just stay calm, focus, especially when you're dealing with unpredictable items and random opponents running into you with their bullet bills. It's just really, really important, and I can't stress it enough, to just stay focused in your games. Don't get distracted by anything. You getting distracted by one thing could be the difference between you and that first place victory. You might end up in 9th place, all because you decided to do something funny and brag to your friends that you did a cool trick. And last but not least, shaking your controller to trick. This is something I learned very recently how to do. It's quite useful for certain maps such as Dolphin Shoals. On top of the eel, it is extremely hard to time tricks. So instead of timing the right tricks, all you need to do is just rapidly shake your controller like I'm doing in this video right here. It makes for quick succession tricks really, really easy. The game will just trick for you. It's actually pretty broken. And that is it. That is 10 things I regret not learning sooner about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you learned something from this, please comment it below. Join my Discord. Also, I go live on Twitch a few times a week. I play Mario Kart. We watch videos together. I react to things. We do a lot of stuff. It's really cool over there. If you enjoy that type of content, go follow me. Maybe hit me with a sub if you have a Prime available. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.